Now, if you make graphic tees, but maybe you're not a graphic artist, well, I'm going to show you how to make this, and then you can turn it into something like this. What's up, everyone? I'm Kelly Walters, and today we are going to create some full color spring looks. Now, we are going to head to the computer and go to Canva. So if you're sitting down and you've got your computer open, you can easily follow along. If not, save this video and you can always watch it again. Now, when I think of spring, I think of florals, lots of colors, bright colors at that, and really just something that feels refreshing, like being outside or green grass. Well, I've got some ideas in mind and we can easily create them using Canva. So let's go do that.
All right, let's get this started. So we're going to go to canva.com. And before we get started, I will preface that I have the paid version of Canva. So if you're using the free version, just know there might be elements that you might need to pay for at the end, or there's just some things that aren't going to be able to work. So right here at canva.com, the first thing that I am going to do is create a new design. So right here, I'm going to open that and I'm going to go down to custom size. I'm going to go as large as I possibly can. That way I make sure that my design isn't going to be smaller than what I would need, especially if I'm going to print it. Now, so I'm going to do 22 by 22. That's the largest you can go with Ultra Color Max. Boom, pretty easy. Create new design, and it's going to pop open a blank sheet for me. So once I have my sheet, the next thing I need to do is I'm going to go over here to elements. So when I click on that, of course, you can see things that I have searched. So yep, I've been searching floral. So we can search floral. Wow, let's try that again. That's all going to pop up. There's photos. We can search graphics, photos right here, background, border. You could search bouquet, and then you're going to see all of our options here. But let's just do floral arrangement. So this is where it's going to pop up with several options. You're going to have some that are more, say, spot color. You're going to have some that look very realistic or watercolor. You're going to get a variety of different looks just based on what you are searching for. Now, one thing I will say to keep in mind is just because it looks beautiful right here does not mean that our artwork uploader is going to recognize that art nor be able to print it. So I am just going to search for one. I'm going to see if the one that I have actually created would pop up for me. And the first thing I want to look for is maybe something vertical or more round. So I'm going to create two different types of art. One that is a round kind of floral arrangement and one that is going to be vertical. So since I know that there was previously used, I'm going to go ahead and go to that to save us some time. I'm going to click on that. Now, because I like to work with a variety of different options at one point in time, right here, I'm just going to hit this and it's going to duplicate the page. And then maybe I add something else and just keep playing. Okay, so if you don't want it, you can delete it. Or if you see other things that are going to help, give you some inspiration, then you can go to that as well. So pay attention to something like this. This is going to be that watercolor. It's not going to print in our artwork uploader. Okay, so let's start with this one. Now, I do already have the design that I had created. This is what it is. I chose something, that was kind of inspirational, like the world is your garden, don't be afraid to grow. So I'm going to go right over to text. It's going to start out super small. World is your garden. And now I want to make that a circle. So I'm going to go over to effects, make it a curve. And then I'm going to adjust that curve and bring it together. Now all I have to do is enlarge this and just make it fit around my floral design. So you can make this as small or as wide as you want. And then of course you get to choose your favorite font. Now you can keep playing with the letter spacing to make it as close together in text or letters. And of course you can make it as wide as you would possibly like. So that took no time whatsoever. Now currently you are seeing Canva with the kind of X's through our art, and that's because I am not currently on my paid version. So when you see something like this, just know that that art specifically, you're going to have to pay for in order to download it, or of course pay for the full subscription for the page. Okay, so artwork 1 is done. We can even come in here and change the color. That way we just get more and more color into our design. So next, let's go ahead and, I want something vertical. So you guys had already seen, let's go to vertical floral arrangement. And let's go to see all. So we've got something like that. You can keep scrolling. There's another option. So this is the one that I'm using for a design. So I'm going to delete that and I'm going to keep this one nice front and center. Immediately going to text. And I want this to say, be kind. And I actually want it stacked, so I'm going to stack it myself. And then I'm going to enlarge it to see what it is going to look like. Now, immediately I know that this font is not going to look good behind this floral, right? Like that's too harsh. I know I want my letters to be closer together, so let's go back to spacing. Adjust that a little bit, but the line spacing on this is where I'm going to adjust it. And I want a font that is going to have some distressing, big and bold, but at the end of the day, the floral is really going to be the main focal point of this. So I know that this font is going to give me distressing, and I know that if I change the color to, say, a softer color, let's just do this so you can see the background, then that be kind is really going to pop just a little bit more. Let's get this closer together and then send this guy to the back. So just like that, we've got one art and two art done. Now, the cool thing is once you're done with this, you can easily create a flat lay and export that, use it as your graphic for social media, or even really just send it to your customer, put it on your website. It's your choice. Here's another one that we created where the arrangement is more of a wreath. So right here, you can see that there are several options to choose from, different colors, different styles of arrangements. And I'm not seeing my exact one that I used, but you get the point. It was found in Canva. That's how I created it, seeing it's right here. But you can see that there are tons to choose from. Okay, now from here, there we go, there it is. And then we just went and created Just Bloom and put that behind it. Now let's talk about this, right? These are oranges, and I thought this would be a really fun refreshing type of shirt to do. So when I searched oranges, again, elements, oranges, you're going to get the color orange as well as the fruit. So when we look at the graphics and we see all of our options, there are some that have very, very thin lines in the art, but lots of detail. There's some that has a really cool shading and imagery in this. And then we can see some that are more of a spot color, very basic in terms of graphic. You get to choose whatever you would like. Now, this was my first run, so I found just a simple graphic. I wanted a variety. I wanted to have the garment show through in our design. And if you were to just look at this, you might think, we're not going to have any problem printing this. But when I actually exported this image and uploaded it into our artwork uploader, I got some flags on this piece and on this piece. So I'm going to try to show you that in just a second and what those look like. So I went back to the drawing board and I searched and wanted to find a really nice combination. So we've still got a slice, but we added a juice box, and then we changed up adding in another piece. But as you can see, I removed this orange as well as that. So right here, this is really just a series of graphics that were put together with a fun phrase that says better late than never. And I even searched fun orange sayings on Google, and this is what it gave me. There were several to choose from. Now, I had an idea that this would go across the chest, kind of like block paneling. But again, you could put this on a variety of different things. It'd even be fun on a tote bag for the spring or summer. Okay, so when you're done, you're ready to export, you're going to go to share and you're going to hit download. Now, I will say that I prefer to go 2 to 3 times larger than what the original file is saying. I would just rather have a larger file that I can always reduce versus something small that's harder to go bigger. I always export in a PNG with a transparent background, and then I'm going to go into select pages and just choose the one I want. This particular running file on Canva has 13 different images on it. So if I only want image 1, I hit done and download, and it's going to give me my graphic. Now you can also export in a PDF, but I have had better luck exporting in PNG files and uploading into our artwork uploader versus the PDFs, because no matter what, it is going to give me a background as white. Okay, so I know that that was a lot in one, but it's very, very simple. You just have this idea, you go search elements and you put it on your artboard and you just keep playing with it. Now, this took several trial and errors, and that's okay because it costs nothing to upload your art into the artwork uploader. Now, let's go to stalls.com and I'm going to show you what that process looks like. It may only take you 20 minutes to come up with a design, but it may take you 20 minutes trying to figure out which element is going to be best from Canva and which is actually going to work. It might look great on, say, paper in your artboard in Canva, but it actually might be a little more sheer or transparent than what you think. So let's go to stalls.com. All right, so this way here, you have got to make sure that you are logged in order to upload anything. So right at the very top, way across the other side, it says, "Hi, Kelly, I'm logged in." And as we go through this, if it shows you the pricing, it's going to come up as 0 because I'm logged in and it's showing as 0. So from here, right there, you see that Ultra Color Max. That's what we are going to select. And when you select that, it's going to automatically pop up and it's going to say attach file. So I'm going to go browse to attach, look for my spring looks. Now I've got a file that says red marks and printable because I know that's what it's, I want to show you the bad because we made bad good. And I think that's something to show, right? So this is our orange. You got to name it. Now it's only saying 5 inches in width and only an inch or an inch 0.35 in height. And as you can see, this center orange is highlighted completely in pink, and same thing for this orange. Even if we increase it in size, we are still going to see some of that pink simply because of the fine details on this orange. Now, as we scroll down, it's also going to tell me that for some reason my art file is definitely smaller than what I'm wanting to request. So that's why I say make sure whatever file size you are exporting from Canva is going to match up, if not be larger. So let's see what a good file looks like. Let's do the orange one. So same thing, oranges is the design name that I'm going to do. As you can see, that's nice and clean. There are no concerns whatsoever. Even if I wanted to go larger, then I can go larger. Now, it's just super important that you don't have any pink on your art. And of course, your DPI needs to be higher than 300 in order for it to get approved. If there are issues, then it's going to pop up and it's going to say, hey, you can get artist help, or you can go in and you can upload a new file. Once you confirm, it's automatically going to take you into how many quantity, and then of course the best way to contact and reach you. So let's do Be Kind, which was the ivory that was distressed, or kind of like that stamp font. Now there is a lot of detail with that type of font in this, so it is taking just a little bit longer. Now automatically it's adjusting my size from 11 to 11, so I do know that this is a larger file. All right, so right here it is saying we've got pink highlighted areas to show potential issues, and it is the outline of the stem of the flower. So we would need to go back and just adjust what we need to. It also says 9 inches in width and 19 inches in height. So let's adjust that just really quick and see if that does anything to our pink. There's a good chance it's not, because it's only going to make it smaller. Now, I will say the odd thing about this particular file is when I exported the file in a PDF, I went into Corel and I took the background out because it was white, saved that file, and then uploaded it, and it was perfectly fine. So at this point, I don't know if it's the PNG file downloaded from Canva or what exactly, but just know I was able to make this art work. But of course, it included using another program, which the whole point of Canva was to not do that. What I wanted to show you was that you can get that kind of stamp, grunge, distress type of font through Canva and merge the two styles. So our flowers were nice, solid, and opaque, and then we had some garment show through and breathability created through those through our letters and our text. Now we're seeing that there is no issues found. So same file, all I did was reduce the size and we are completely good to go. So PNG file, it worked. Once you submit, order everything that you need, the transfers come to you. So let's go check them out.
All right, so let's check out those transfers once you've uploaded them and received them ready to be heat applied. Now, in no particular order am I showing you these, but I have the transfer and then we also have them decorated on a garment. Now, remember with Ultracolor Max, this is going to apply at the same temperature for all of these transfers. So no matter the garment, no matter the transfer size or the location, this is going to stay the same with the application settings. Now we've got a mix of small, fine text. We've got extreme detail in some of these flowers, full color capabilities. We even have a distressed look in the Be Kind. So Ultracolor Max really gives you the ability to print a variety of different types of transfers, from distressing, full color, 1-2 color, spot color, list goes on, right? But the other thing to keep in mind is there's a one-piece minimum on these transfers. So even if you are trying to build a brand, see what works, see what doesn't work, maybe you're even doing a limited run, because there's no minimums, you have full control in the quantities that you want to print. All right, guys, hope you loved them. See you next time, and thanks for tuning in.